What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Amber Heard and Aquaman 2. And because this will probably be a more passionate, a more expressive video, and they always have been. It's just, 50K. We hit 50K a little while ago. Now I'm showing my face. Then it'll go back and forth between showing my face and showing other things. But I thought this would be a little bit more personable. You'd be able to see me. You'd be able to see my expressions as I no doubt get mad at the situation. But I want to do something different because, we've talked a lot about, and other people have talked a lot about, all the stuff that's happened with the court cases and a random day of the week or, several times a week, it's basically come out that Amber Heard does this or does that. That's bad, or it's going to backfire on her and all that stuff. Well, I want to talk about really the journey that we're about to have. I don't really see people talking about the next couple months, and I think it's literally ginormous because we're about to start where Aquaman 2 starts filming. She'll be there, Jason Momoa will be there, all that stuff. And all the stuff we've really talked about with the potential for what happens with Aquaman 2, it really starts in like a month, and that it's fast approaching. So I wanted to kind of get ahead of the curve and talk about my thoughts, in this video. So if you guys are new, if you haven't already, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, hit the like button. Definitely helps these videos out. And final thing, if you want to support us in different ways or financially even, we do have a Patreon and we do have YouTube memberships. They're the exact same thing, just in two different places depending on where you'd want to give money to. You do get exclusive things for participating. Basically, we have two different tiers. So again, Patreon, the link's in the description, and the YouTube join button is right next to the subscribe button. Okay, if you guys want to check that out, obviously I'd be very, very, very grateful. Okay, so from what we know from Jason Momoa, basically, is that Aquaman 2 starts filming, I believe, in early July, or I think July has been floated around. I think it was originally June, but maybe it's been pushed. We know, Amber Heard has been training for it, basically, right, getting in shape, to return as Mara. So, well, the first thing I guess is to say is, like, to get ahead of the curve, right? The movie's gonna start filming, and she will be there. And I've talked about the whole, I don't like the whole canceling idea, right? The whole idea of canceling Johnny Depp and then saying, well, we want Amber canceled. It's like, well, I've never felt comfortable saying, I wanted her replaced with like Emilia Clarke or something, right? But at the same time, I have looked at it. I think a lot of other people have looked at it as being fair, right? If you don't want to play the game, or, again, like, it's very muddy, the whole, well, I'm not part of cancel culture. I don't want to be. I never have been for literally anything or anybody. But it's like, well, I'm trying to cancel her in a way. But it's like, well, technically, we're just being fair. If you do it to one, you do it to the other. And then people could say, well, she technically won the court case. Well, we've already been through all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I guess that's the first thing, is the initial shock that's going to hit people when she is there filming, and it's not, a recast. It's nothing like that. She is back. And I think the general point, by the way, of this entire video is we're all, I think, going to have a right to be very upset. And I think people will be very, very upset. Okay. So, she'd be in it. But here's the deal. I mean, again, to get ahead of everything is that the filming happens, and then the movie trailer happens, and then, eventually it comes out, and the press circuit happens where they all go out on interviews. Look, I mean, it's like, I truly hope that the court case, obviously the U.S. one, resolves itself with Johnny winning. And a lot of stuff happening because of that. Him being hired back by Disney, if it hasn't already happened. Him getting roles again, all that stuff. Her being fired, all that stuff. Because, while, again, not the canceling thing, I mean, if it's proven that she lied and then she loses this case and all that kind of stuff, well, I mean, and she did do some terrible, terrible things, probably, at least probably, right? Then she should be removed from her position. Or you should just keep both of them, acknowledge that one of them is probably terrible, and Johnny Depp could be terrible in other ways as well. We don't really know, and kind of move on, right? But I just don't see, and people have said this, and I've said this, it's just now we're here, you know what I mean? I just don't see how this is going to be a good idea, how this entire Aquaman situation can end well, because you could say it's a small group of people. I truly don't believe, I don't think anybody actually is saying that, but I don't believe that, like, whatsoever. The petitions are one thing, but you look at tweets in terms of retweets and quote tweets and replies versus likes, and you look at Instagram, you look at YouTube videos, the ones that are positive about Johnny Depp, what happens to those videos? The ones that are positive or negative to Amber Heard, what happens to you look at, again, like the petitions with all those signatures, both to get Johnny Depp back, and then also, the opposite one of getting Amber Heard fired, right? there are a lot of people, and as I've said personally, I personally believe there's a lot of people online, or a lot of people in the world that don't participate in these things online, which is completely fine, that are also still against her and pro Johnny. You know what I mean? I've said, like, my mom doesn't really do the internet she's not gonna sign an online petition, but she's always loved Johnny Depp, and she's not for Amber Heard. Some of my friends, they don't participate in the internet, they love pirates, they love Johnny Depp in terms of, I guess, just his, and you don't have to love him as a person. In fact, it's probably best to not get attached to anybody in Hollywood for whatever reason, right? But they love him as Jack Sparrow, they love pirates almost as much as me, and so they're not on Amber Heard's side. So there's loads of people out there that stretch beyond the internet, and that's, I think, the waves, not to be like water, Aquaman, but there's literally going to be waves to this thing where it's like the initial reaction to them filming Aquaman, people on the outside, like outside the internet, may not even know Aquaman's filming. You know what I mean? If you're not paying attention to the internet, the movies just come out, or trailers just come out. You don't know that they filmed it or that they're getting it ready. You don't know that kind of stuff. So that's going to be an initial wave from the internet. But then, like, and I guess the press stuff too would all be from the internet. But then the movie itself, and I'm telling you, I mean, the movie's not gonna perform as well as the first one. I guess for a couple different reasons, and that's kind of why I'm scared, is because I just, like, it's not gonna make as much money, but are they gonna realize that part of it, at least part of it, is because of Amber Heard? And also, if the movie just flat out sucks and it does bad, they can maybe, like, move it to, like, okay, well, it's because the movie's bad, or because this thing didn't work, or that thing didn't work. It wasn't because of the hate of Amber Heard. You know what I mean? So those are, again, things that I'm kind of worried about, because those are things that will pop up. I'd love to see, by the way, media try to spin it as certain kinds of people, the ists, which we won't go too far into that, right? But I can't wait for them to write articles about that they're the reason, or because of Amber Heard and stuff like that, because it's just a losing fight. And again, that's where hopefully, pray to God, that's where the court cases come in, where it's like anybody that says, oh, we're a certain kind of word, a bad kind of word, is we're so against Amber Heard, and then the court case comes out that, that proves all this stuff, and yada yada, and then all of a sudden, like, we look really good, and they always look bad, but they would look even worse. You know what I mean? It's just, it's going to be interesting. Again, I think the initial thing really will start literally next month. Like, as soon as there is one, or she tweets it, because, I mean, she tweets, right? Or Instagram or whatever, as soon as it's shown that she is on set, the bloodbath just starts. And, again, like, if it was on the other side, if it was like, it's hard to get too mad at Warner Bros. In the way that I'm trying to, just because, like, I can see it from, like, the Johnny Depp side. So, like, as you could say, well, what if they were getting destroyed, like, just internet hate nonstop during the entire filming of the third Fantastic Beast, let's say, and let's say, Johnny Depp was in it still as Grindelwald, like, them kind of sticking to their guns, saying, no, you know what, we're gonna keep filming, we're gonna go through with this, like, we're gonna take the hate, and we don't care because you're our guy and we're going with you. Now they didn't do that. In fact, they were too scared of that, which would never have happened in the first place. Nobody was going to complain about that, okay? So, obviously that didn't happen. But then, the reverse side is like the Amber Heard stuff. Like, there's going to be all this hate. Do you kind of applaud them almost for, like, just kind of taking it and saying, like, no, we're sticking with her? In a way, in a sick, sadistic way, yes. But at the same time, like, no, she's a bad person. She lied, court case stuff, all that kind of stuff. She shouldn't be there, okay? But that's what's going to happen. And then I'm sure, going to have people that, and I don't think it's wrong to be tired of this entire situation. Even before the court case stuff, it was literally happening for years, this entire situation. So, like, being tired of it and just wanting it to go away, that's fine. But, like, what's not fine is, like, letting her get away with it. And I have seen that online before, where it's like, well, can we separate the person from the art? I think you can in the past. So, like, if Johnny Depp were to be outed as some really terrible thing, same thing as, like, certain people in, like, Kevin Spacey, or, a certain person named Harvey and stuff, like, you can, I think there is a way of separating those things. Not saying that, like, they're good people whatsoever, but I do think you can say, oh, you know what? Well, they're talented. Like, they were talented, or they are talented in this respect, but they're also human garbage, fire, basically, right? So, like, but, like, so if that happened with Johnny Depp, like, you could still respect what he did. And I would say the same thing for Amber Heard. I don't really think she's ever been good. I think actually she's a really bad actress, just in general. She's just a pretty face, right? So, like, for me, that, like, I guess that applies, but like, but she's currently doing things while being evil and with all this stuff going on. So, but the general point is, I'm sure you're also gonna see people saying, well, can't we just like stop, like it's over, the court case is over, they're filming it, can't we just get over it and enjoy the movie and watch it? The answer to that, for anybody that may ask me, is hell no. Is absolutely not. Like, no, that's not. It's just that's. There's really nothing more you can say. I'm actually at a loss for words because I hate it when people say that. I really do, because it's like, no, there is still another court case, and if you paid attention to the one we just got done with, there's a lot of sketchy stuff that happened with it. I wouldn't really call that court case resolved, even though I guess it is, but that doesn't mean I'm moving on. And then, no, she's still the same person. His life is ruined. Her life isn't ruined. She's in the movie. No, I will not just say, well, oh well, the movie's being filmed, let's just watch it. No, thank you. I'm at the point where I am starting to get more comfortable not going to see it. I've always had... Pirates is the bigger one, and it's something that I truly haven't fully gotten over, where it's like, if there's future Pirates movies without Johnny Depp, will I still go to the theaters to see them? I've been very conflicted. I still think I'm on the yes side, but every day I kind of drop where it's like, well, if I find a good version of it online, night one, day one, I wouldn't mind not, I would watch it, but I'm not going to support them financially, and that's kind of where I've gotten. For Aquaman, that's an easy one. I will not pay for that. And I loved Aquaman. I love James Wan. I love Jason Momoa. I actually think they did a really good job with Aquaman. Still, even to this day. I know because over time, I think that movie people have had less and less positive things to say. I still think it's really fun. I really do. And I loved it back then. I guess I don't maybe love it as much now, but it's still pretty high. But I will not support, the second one. Besides making videos bashing her and bashing if they defend her, I swear to God. Right, so stuff like that. So, again, just kind of my opinion. All this stuff is obviously just my opinion, but I thought this would be fun to kind of predict and even / warn, right, if I'm right, what's going to happen literally starting next month, because I guarantee you're going to have attacks thrown, you're going to have fans of DC defending, again, saying, like, just drop it. You're going to have possibly DC or Warner Bros. Or whatever, you're going to have them defending the stance of keeping her, which is just going to make it look worse, right? Those are things I guarantee you start the day... Not maybe the day the filming starts, but the day we see that she's on set and that's posted online, that's when the whole bloodbath stuff begins, okay? So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? What are you expecting to happen? Are you over it? All that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so all these videos go up. Leave it a like. Obviously, when this stuff does happen, I will be sure to cover it. Okay, face cam or maybe not. I guess it depends. But there will be definitely more coverage on the entire thing. Again, Patreon, if you guys want to support us there, obviously would absolutely love you guys too. Links in the description or the join button. They're the exact same thing. The join button is right there somewhere right there under the subscribe button if you guys want to check it out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.